How American companies accidentally built China's $18 billion spy network. So you know how worried we all are that TikTok is getting into our business? You might not believe it, but we've been building China's monitoring system for years without meaning to. Is that the price? It's just a few $100 billion, that's all. I'm sorry. Get ready because this financial rabbit hole goes deeper than the money you lost in crypto in 2022. Wait a second, I get it. When you hear the phrase surveillance state, you probably think of George Orwell and science fiction movies right away. The problem is that this isn't a story, it's a balance sheet. Are the American companies to blame? These people have been some of the most important people in making what is basically the most costly game of Big Brother in the world. Before we get into who is writing these checks, let me blow your mind with how big this thing really is. The scale of the beast. China's surveillance network is not only big, it's so big that NASA would be jealous. There are more than 200 million cameras in the world. This means that there is one camera for every 7 people. Your neighborhood Starbucks is more private than the whole cities in China. The whole system is thought to be worth about $18 billion a year, and this is where things start to get interesting. That's more than the GDP of certain countries. Here's the catch, though. A big part of the money? This information comes from the area around Silicon Valley. Not to mention that I'm not talking about money that I found in the couch cushions. American tech, Chinese dreams, Intel, NVIDIA, and Microsoft are not just well-known companies. They are the Home Depot of surveillance infrastructure. Intel makes chips? They are the reason why facial recognition systems can tell a jaywalker from 3 blocks away. NVIDIA's AI chips are so good at processing surveillance data that China's system runs more smoothly than your iPhone does after an update. We were the ones that sold them this tech. It would be like giving someone the plans for your house and then being shocked when they find out which window you forgot to lock. The numbers are mind-boggling. We're talking about billions of dollars in income moving from American businesses to Chinese spies. It's the best example of capitalism, but it's also the most morally questionable way to do business. But wait, things are going to get a lot worse. Just because the hardware isn't the only thing made in the US, the amazing things that software can do. Is it Microsoft's Windows? Running surveillance workstations all around China? That Google TensorFlow? AI that can tell who is protesting even before they know they are doing it. Do you mean AWS? In short, the idea of cloud computing has changed completely. Here's a fun fact that will keep you up at night. American software is so important to China's surveillance system that if we cut it off tomorrow, their Big Brother network would have a digital stroke. And what about the funny twist? Chinese companies are paying licensing fees to the US so they can spy on their own people. It's like paying for Netflix to watch someone else's life unfold, except it's real and it's making stockholders very rich. But here's where things get interesting. Some companies are starting to wake up and smell the dystopian coffee. Both the awakening and the awkward backpedaling. The "are we the baddies?" moment for businesses started in 2019. The internet is suddenly full with ethical AI policies and human rights compliance. This is extremely helpful. Google pulled out of several AI initiatives in China. Microsoft started to ask uncomfortable questions about how their technology was being used. What about Intel? They are doing more background checks right now than the CIA itself is doing to hire people. However, here's the financial tea. Leaving China is not exactly a matter of pocket change, the speaker remarked. We are now talking about the chance that firms will leave billions of dollars on the table. It's like choosing to eat salad when pizza is right there. It's the right choice, but it hurts. And that leads us to the million-dollar question, or rather, the multi-billion-dollar question. The current state of play. Right now, the money situation is like a game of cat and mouse. The US administration is putting export limitations in place faster than you can say national security. We have lists of entities, limits on semiconductors, and a lot of red tape that would be enough to cover the Great Wall twice. The government of Vice President Joe Biden has stopped almost $100 billion worth of technology from being sent to China. Just to be clear, 100 billion is not a typo. Some businesses lose 20 to 30% of their sales overnight. The stock market is like bungee jumping without the wire when it comes to the financial industry. China is putting more and more effort into offering alternatives that come from within the country. They are making their own processors and designing their own software. In a way, they are trying to break up with American technology as swiftly as a wedding in Las Vegas that goes wrong. But here's what no one is talking about. The damage to the economy is already done, and the effects are going to be crazy. An explosion of financial risk. Let's speak about certain numbers that will make your portfolio more nervous. In the last 3 years, American tech companies have wasted an estimated $50 billion in potential income from clients in China. This is enough money to buy Twitter twice, not just once. Still, it's not just about missed sales. China's surveillance state has become a testing ground for technologies that are now being used in other governments around the world. We basically helped with research and development for digital tyranny, and then we acted shocked when other countries wanted to place orders. And here's the really scary part. Some of this technology is coming back to communities in the United States. Your local police department just bought a facial recognition system. What is it? Because of this, it is very likely that it was first perfected on people from China. So what does this mean for your money, your personal space, and your future? In short, this is where things start to get extremely fascinating. The bottom line. The main point is that we are now going through the most expensive lesson in unintended consequences that the world has ever seen or gone through. Right now, everyone is attempting to figure out who is responsible for the debt. The Americans came up with the tools, and the Chinese use them well. This is changing the whole sector from an investment point of view. Cybersecurity stocks are at an all-time high. Companies that protect customers' privacy are experiencing a gold rush. And anything that has to do with ethical artificial intelligence is getting venture capital funding, like it's 2021 all over again. But this story is about more than just the money. It's about what happens when surveillance meets capitalism, when innovation outpaces ethics, and when the line between customer and citizen becomes so blurred that it can't be seen. The surveillance state is no longer just a problem in China. It's a business model around the world, and American companies helped write the user manual. If this $50 billion business disaster has made you rethink everything you thought you knew about investing in technology, you should hit that subscribe button. Trust me, the story of American companies building empires by mistake is only getting started. Please leave a comment and tell me what you think about whether or not Silicon Valley should have to pay for the surveillance empire they helped build. You should wait until next week to see the movie about how American social media companies unknowingly created the template for rigging elections throughout the world. You should wait till you see that video if you believe this mistake was expensive. Warning, the price tag makes $50 billion look like a little sum of free money. Hit that notification bell. In a world of accidental empires and billion-dollar mistakes, not knowing is definitely not bliss. But knowing might just save your portfolio from the next big oops.